Really gotta love OBS, just disconnecting my microphone constantly. Yes, here we go. I actually noticed it myself this time around. How about that? It's not up. Yeah, I just forgot to switch that back on because I figured you didn't want your ears filled with static. There you go. There you go. Yes, something about the ambiance of this menu I always found quite entrancing. I figured before we go into this, I wanted to go through the intro to this real quick because I figured it's a little bit interesting. Also neat that this is just an entire model of the ring that they just rendered out. I think this is the same one they use on the autumn level, the first one. I think. And I'm just looking at this particular title screen in particular. Something almost mystical about it. Like, we really are playing something truly iconic here. And note if I sound different, I did ultimately decide to move my microphone on because the little table I had on previously didn't seem to be supporting the weight of the new arm that well, so I figured I'll have it situated like this. It is basically just reaching all the way across my room at this point. You know, just a massive bridge over a vast chasm, it looks like. We're gonna get started in a bit. It's just probably should have waited on the start menu for this. Come along, come along. It's I want to showcase off the cool like demo cinematic this thing has. There we go. Took it a little bit. In ancient times lived a strange race of people, the Forerunners. No one knows who they were or what they were doing. Unfortunate fun fact is right now the end credits campaign involved lags. Yes. Of all the things to lag, it's the credits. Yeah, that's a funny thing as well, because from what I was hearing, there was actually some positive stuff going on with Campaign Evolved, and yet I guess it's just taking a little bit for the hype to die down, so people to realize, yeah, it's still the same free for the floor runners. Yes, the floor runners. They run the floors. That's why they're so squeaky clean in Campaign Evolved. Interesting that they only show the first 5 levels in that. First, I'm sure there's a lot of clunk. Yeah, I had a feeling. Anyways, I think we'll just carry on for now. We'll just carry on. Gonna be going in with select to continue game. I think just for the sake of it, we'll start off the level from the beginning. We've already played this level. We're just gonna quit out of it right away. Mostly just want to see that cool opening cinematic. Free for free. Yeah, I'm still gonna call them free for free because, again, I am under the impression that Halo Studios is just essentially a practice in crossing out the words free for free and then just writing on Halo instead. That's how it feels at the release, anyways. Don't turn off your Xbox console. Which I suppose this technically is. It's just, slightly upgraded. Anyways, going into the second half of the game, I want to say we're officially halfway through. It's 100% just 3, but yeah, definitely. Which is why I was hesitant to, play Campaign Evolved in the first place. I think it's just stupid to have a studio just for one for. Yeah. Here's looking at you, Sonic Team. Yeah, this looks especially blurry here. I suppose it sort of adds to the unease of it all, because this feels notably different to everything we've seen thus far. Let me just check over here, because I want to see if this is just strictly a. Okay, so. One interesting note here in the book. Chief picks up a shotgun here. So that's basically proof that for Halo the Flood, the canonical difficulty of Combat Evolved is easy modo. What funny shenanigans will occur on this level? Who knows? Another little thing that sort of annoyed me about this particular level. This radio transmission isn't mentioned at all. It just walks past the Pelican. I feel that's kind of annoying because this adds a fair bit of extra forebodingness to what we're about to witness. And especially considering they basically spoiled the flood in the silent cartographer anyways, like, you may as well put it here. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. Some team at least makes different genres. Myself only plays Halo to be a shooter for everybody's own. I mean, I suppose that's fair, even though I'm fairly certain for the most part they also use third parties for the longest time for offshoots like Sumo Digital, I believe, for Team Sonic Racing, and of course BioWare, and I'm fairly certain a fair few others. I'm fairly certain the Spirit is seen again in one of the comics. Can't remember the name of it. It was the one with Artas and how he got his jaw cut off. Well, half of it anyway. I'm fairly certain that it's this specific one. I want to see if I can recall the name of the comic it was in, because I know it's like a pretty popular one. Artas, of course, being the Elite Ultra Commander that we see in Halo 2. Let's see. Just trying to remember the name of the thing. Let's see. There was it. Last Voyage of the Infinite Succor. Yeah, this Spirit makes a bit of a cameo there. I wonder how. I just, for some reason, know that, not the reason as to why. It's so interesting. Then we kind of bit, don't you just love the free inches? The individual Manjala is more than the ones. I mean, that's just the writing nature of Spartan Ops, really. Like, the only real redeeming thing about Spartan Ops was the red versus blue cameos. Wait a minute, there's friendlies all over. What is that in the distance? Is that friend? Why are they running away from me? They all run away. Come on, get up there! Get up there, damn you! Oh, here we are. Oh, that looks like friendlies. That doesn't look very friendly. You know what? I'm fairly certain I can just walk on by. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody around. I guess they must have fallen back. Oh, that was nice of them to leave the elevator, to let the elevator come up behind them for me. Why are you running? Why are you running? Okay, we're in a little bit more familiar territory now. Just more of the same Forerunner corridors, which I complained about in the last level. We're here again. Except this time, it's completely different because we have elevators now. We have amazing technology here. Here in 2001. Nade out. Almost feel bad for them. Fine, I'll flush you out as well. See how you feel. Not noticing that many elites at the moment. Maybe it's just, maybe they'll show up a little bit later. This is just the start of a level after all. No hard feelings, buddy. I would participate in more of the joy painting, but I think we should probably get a move on. We need to find our keys. Wonder what this green goop is supposed to be. I haven't seen it before. I'm guessing, even 100,000-year-old, aliens have plumbing problems. I don't think this was me. I think all the ones I killed are out here. Wonder what happened to this poor fella. And these poor fellas trapped in here. Look at them. Wonder what happened to them. Oh, and more of that green goop. Wonder what that's supposed to symbolize. The plumbing here is... Yeah, the plumbing here is kind of crazy. Makes you wonder who did it. Ooh. Completely empty, huh? Implying that, whatever went through there also came through here and just, dropped a whole bunch of, high fructose energy drink everywhere. And rock candy. With the needlers. I always found it weird that, obviously you see here the needlers in the, with their ammo and, which doesn't look needly at all. Yeah, the needler ammo and the needlers here are pink. You pick it up, all of a sudden they're blue. Always did find that kind of odd. Anyways, let's go in here. Only place we can go. Ah!
Stay back! Stay back! You're not turning me into one of
Relax, buddy. Relax, buddy. Just put the gun down.
Get away from me!
Alright, fine, fine. I'll be on the other side of this crate.
Don't touch me, you freaks! I won't be like you. I'll die first. Find your own hiding place. The monsters are everywhere.
Monsters?
Play dead. That's what I did. Play dead. They took the live ones. Oh God, I can still hear them. Monsters. Ah!
What will this... Apparently listen to this guy's, sob story.
Just leave me alone.
Alright, buddy. Just tell me what happened.
Mendoza, Vicente. Oh God, the things took them away. They're gone. Get it? Gone.
That doesn't sound good.
God.
Definitely sounds as though, Keys is in trouble, along with everybody else here. Wonder what caused this. It's interesting that this, supposedly advanced technology, alien race doesn't have, like, automated fire safety or anything like that. Also, whatever's in here. Most playthroughs, folks mostly kill him. You really think I should do it? Should I let the intrusive thoughts win? Should I end this man's rightly? He actually somehow reloaded with his mind. It's up to me? Okay. Sorry, buddy. Interesting notes, with the unused Halo movie script, which I'm fairly certain truncated a lot of the second half, just put it into one whole, set. I'm fairly certain, this guy here is just rambling and asks Chief for his Magnum. He gives him the Magnum, he turns his back, and immediately he uses it on himself. Which I think was already in the, initial plans for this level, I think. I guess I just figured it was a little bit too morbid. Funnily enough, something similar happens in Rebalance, where you get to a certain point, going out of here, then you just hear a gunshot, and then you come back here and find his body just gone. You know, just another one of those rather eerie things. Or we could have had instead Jimmy... Yeah. Because that's definitely what everybody wanted to see when it came to, Halo, right? Master Chief's Master Cheeks. I mean, then again, nowadays, I'm fairly certain most people want to see, Master Chief instead in a miniskirt. But for no particular reason. It's like, the things that Master Chief has been driven to by his new boyfriend, Astolfo. Blood. Red. That's red. Okay, so we actually got actual human corpses here. More humans. Something a stall. Yeah, obviously I had to bring up a stall for at least once. Anyways, let's have a look what's in here. All roads seem to lead down this way. Now, I will admit, I did actually watch the cutscenes for Campaign Evolved after the official Halo YouTube channel actually uploaded all the cutscenes onto their channel. A very bold move, I'm sure. And honestly, I do quite like how this scene is adapted in Campaign Evolved. I mean, obviously, this is relatively accurate. It's more so just the, what happens next. Where this place is just littered with more and more bodies. And very, very dark. And too, there's some nitpicks for, like, the rearranging. Yeah, I feel as though the scenes were definitely rearranged in a way to make them seem more sensical. From what I've seen, there we go. We got Wallace, the poor bastard who arguably suffered a fate worse than death. I do find it funny that in SPV3 they just replaced his truck with painted black. I mean, it seems fitting considering they're flying over a jungle. That's another thing about watching the cutscenes as well, because you tend to hear a lot of the old 2001 voice lines from the lesser NPCs, like the Marines and such, and the pilots. Then you hear the new voice actors for Keyes and Johnson, and it just messes with your head. That is not Johnson, that is not Keyes, what the fluff is going on? And that being said, I feel as though the voice direction, for the most part, is okay, at least for Keyes and Johnson. I mean, obviously,
Stay close, Jenkins.
Johnson's portrayal in the original trilogy cannot be replaced, as hard as they try. This is kind of a shame about the circumstance behind that, really. Just,
Wait here for the captain and his squad.
I feel as though my biggest issue with Campaign Evolved, aside from I'm sure a lot of things that moved a little bit filter on this, like Campaign Evolved for a bit heavy, it's a bit more heavy. Ah, I see. I mean, it's 2552, so I imagine they were thinking, it's the future, so they'd have more high-fidelity cameras as opposed to going from the more obvious parallel to Aliens, which is what this game was initially heavily inspired by,
Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire
with the Marines and whatnot. Very much similar to the Colonial Marines.
Looks like a Covenant patrol.
Also, Keyes is just here now.
All KIA.
Real pretty. Friend of yours?
Yeah, from what I've seen from the cutscenes, the biggest issue and I'm sure a lot of people have, is just Jen Taylor's voice direction. I know she's supposed to be an AI, but I feel as though her portrayal in the original game held a lot more sort of sincerity and sophistication behind it, as opposed to just
do it, son.
being almost just detached from everything. And I don't know what it is, but there's some lines which, I know most of the lines in this are pretty much unchanged from the original, but there's something about the delivery from Cortana that makes it just seem more like Marvel writing to me. Animations on her face don't really match that. Yeah, there's that. Though I imagine the cutscene at the end of Assault on the Control Room is going to awaken something in people, to say the least. I will admit, when it came to my Campaign Evolved bingo card, Giantess Cortana wasn't on there.
Boy, you always got a bad feeling about something.
Yeah, I think in Campaign Evolved they actually find the chest burst delete in here, so it's like... And it's also Johnson which forces the door open, as opposed to Keyes, which sort of makes Keyes seem less of an idiot here. As opposed to Johnson just being, ill-informed, you know, boots on the ground, oorah sort.
I don't have time for your lip, soldier. I gave you an order.
I do also quite like the ROM hack / mod of this particular level. We actually get to play as Jenkins and try to survive as best you can against the Flood here.
Hold still. Hold still.
Where did that one come from?
Sergeant, we're surrounded. God damn
Would be kind of embarrassing if he's had to waste time loading his gun because he doesn't keep it loaded. I'm just trying to face it. And then Jenkins got jumped and then viciously savaged by head crabs, applied directly to the chest. Also like how in Campaign Evolved, Chief immediately just goes for his gun after the recording ends. Just a lot more on edge. Make the initial flood encounter way more visceral in the remake as well. Yeah, I at least appreciate that they did. They seemingly did right by the initial flood reveal here. In your own time, guys. Like, oh no, it turns out we're in the same room. They got jumped. Oh no, we're being jumped now. How can we possibly survive when they did? Oh wait, I'm basically a demigod. I mean, that's how the Spartans were portrayed in Fall of Reach. It's like a cross between robots and basically demigods, essentially, as far as I recall, or just these like godlike soldiers just cast in iron. Again, I don't. It's been a while since I've read Fall of Reach, so I don't remember most of the details. I'm fairly certain it also skips over Chief just looking over the Jenkins recording, because obviously they already spoiled it during Silent Cartographer, which again I am not a fan of. Again, I just definitely prefer how the flood reveal is handled in this and actually in Campaign Evolved over the book, where it's like you actually discover what happens with the flood along with Chief. And he has to now just deal with this insane, like, primeval horror. Oh, and the music picks up, which means it's trouble. Nade out. What a gnarly flip biomass building in the room they spawn here in the... Yeah, so I've heard. I don't know, though. I kind of feel as though I kind of like this room being mostly clean. Just sort of makes it so, I think the biggest outlier for this is something like SPV3, where you look in this room and it's like, oh, this clearly has biomass in it. Clearly something is wrong with this room, where in the original, it's kind of unassuming at first. Anyway, it's time to leave. Escape from New York. I can't remember if the flood here are headshotable like in 2 and 3. That being said, though, I do know that they basically made it so they take reduced damage from the assault rifle. In case the assault rifle was already sort of falling off in terms of usefulness. Okay, so pistol is actually kind of useful against the combat forms. Oh no, the poor grunts who... It's like, they're eating people! That's terrible! Okay, I think we want to go that way. I think we want to go this way. I'm through. Yeah, generally speaking, I feel as though the assault rifle is a little bit underappreciated when it comes to the second half of the game. It's just nice as a means of easily clearing through infection forms. Right, that's the way I'm supposed to go. I think the elevator is that way, so let's take the elevator. Surely nothing will go wrong if I just go back the way I came in. These fanboy zombies are insane. Unfortunate circumstances to see a remake having sprints. You can sprint past the majority of encounters. Massive. Yeah, I could definitely see that being a problem. Which is why, if I ever were to play Campaign Evolved for whatever reason, I am turning off sprint. Do you mind? Nice. I got jumped on the streets of Baltimore. Or I suppose rather Birmingham. Again, this is kind of rather reminiscent of a night out in Birmingham. Not Birmingham, Alabama, mind you. The other Birmingham. Alright, let's actually call the elevator this time and hope we don't get jumped again. Either that or we just, poor fellow was just minding his own business. See, that is actually kind of scary, just seeing them emerge from the darkness to try and jump you. It's like these things can actually be kind of, spooky. I do kind of wish that, light was used more rather absence of in flood levels like this. Oh, well, I guess we're not going that way. The music indicating utmost despair. It was not designed in free. It is quite interesting that they introduced stuff like tank forms in Campaign Evolved, when I was led to assume that they only exist in free as a consequence of the flood sort of evolving with time. It's like here the flood's basically been dormant and without food for like 100 millennia, so it's only natural that they're sort of only getting into their weaker phase. Anyways, welcome to the best level in the game. Welcome to the best weapon in the game. The shotgun is going to be glued to my hands going forward. It is basically imperative at this point that you go through the second half of the game with a shotgun. Just so nice for dealing with shields, dealing with flood, just... This is the closest this game really has to an anti-everything gun. And then you can just sort of, put whatever you want in, as a substitute, like assault rifle for dealing with infection forms, plasma pistol. Actually, plasma pistol would probably be best. Shotgun was the best all the way up to 3, got the jump hunt at least. Got mega... Yeah, I know that shotgun got mega nerfed in 2. I think that was mostly due to the fact that, for some reason they wanted to make it like a counter to the energy sword. Even though the shotgun as it was in this game was fine. Like, it wasn't broken or anything. Oh no, we're going even deeper. And is that blood on the walls? Actual blood on the walls? They really knew what they were doing this level. Oh, and it's, these ones look strangely smaller than the other monsters we've been seeing. Oh, and they have guns. Like, I wonder what the different sizes of these monsters are supposed to symbolize. Really makes you think. I really do like how the music actually picks up in its full force as soon as you get to this elevator. Just really letting the horror sink in. Someone dropped their big blue, that's... Like, oh no, my big blue. Fortunately, I'm going to have to leave these Marines for dead. They were dead already. There was naught I could do. I just gotta leave. This way, I think. Up on top of the burning crate, now I remember. I don't think this is the one with all the... No, I think that comes later. Nice one to have a little health pack here in case you need it. I definitely do remember the first time playing through this level, getting kind of freaked out. Not so much by the flood encounter, although that was presented quite well. Mostly just from getting lost here. I mean, obviously I know the way out now, but just playing through this when I was younger, not knowing where to go. It really sort of... Oh. Hey, fellas. How you doing? Well, camo lasted fairly well, very long at the very least. I think, yeah, this way. Like, sometimes I can only guess where I'm supposed to put my crosshairs. Oh. Okay, now I know. It's that way, I think. This way. I know where I am now. I feel as though the later games don't make as much usage of darkness. I feel the only one which really oh. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. You mind? There we go. Yeah, I feel as though the only other level which really took advantage of darkness is High Charity in Halo 2. In that you could barely see 5 feet in front of your face. Like, it was kind of annoying, but at the same time really sort of had a lot of impact on the sort of horror. Just watching this entire holy city getting... Oh. Now I remember, this is where I get jumped. And they just keep coming for a little bit. Sit down. Alright, that was actually all of them, I think. Popping them like... Well, yeah, that's the nature of infection forms. They're only really dangerous in numbers. Ah, finally, the green thing's just symbolizing my ascent to freedom. Finally, I'm no longer alone in this nightmare. Actual human life! Oh, Chips, it's so good to see you, buddy. We're gonna survive this together, aren't we? We're gonna become legends together.
We gotta get out of here.
I'd appreciate it if you were to look at me, Chips. There we go.
There's a large tower a few hundred meters from your current position. Find a way above the fog and foliage canopy and I can move in and pick you up.
Alright, let's roll out. Sounds like a plan. I just want to check. Yeah, I've run out of tea, unfortunately. Alright, let's just go this. Into the swamps. Really the sort of place you want to be running into these things, in the dank swamp filled with bacteria and other things that want to enter you via various means. I mean, those particular Amazonian fish really do seem like something the Flood would concoct. I'm surprised there isn't like a Flood version of those as well. If they really wanted to go for the whole body horror angle. League of Extraordinary Survivors are making their way to the freaker. Well, you say League of Extraordinary Survivors. Welcome to the Valley of Death. The water's freezing. It's like you think you're safe, but then they start coming down from the hills, and then they're all dead. This really does feel like a scene from Aliens, doesn't it? Sorry. Oh, we're absolutely getting mulched out here. Well, there's the structure. Surrounded by more of these things. We're probably gonna have to get screened after this, and probably gonna have to be locked in a cage for a fortnight. Oh. Actual allies. The Lights of God has joined us, along with his angels? I don't remember angels being robots in the Bible. Suppose it depends on the adaptation. Let's see if this... It almost looks like they're doing like the Team America Secret Signal, just rushing at me like that. Well, at least some of us survived. Oh!
Greetings. I am the monitor of installations.
Interesting that in Interesting that in Campaign Evolved just shows Spark just casually flying up to Chief as opposed to just teleporting him to get his immediate attention.
But I require your assistance. Come this way.
As well as actually showcasing the outside of the library and the icy mountains surrounding it.
Chief, I've lost your signal.
What do you mean I have an infection? Jim, you have a second face on your chest. That's just Billy Hype, Jim. Yeah, that really seems like a bit you'd see in a Cartoon Network show. Or on Adult Swim nowadays. Curious, did Smiling Freaks actually do that one? The Golden Light, which is, obviously a lie, because we're here in the most infamous level. I've heard that they reworked this quite considerably for Campaign Evolved. I don't think that animation of the index was supposed to play there. Yep, I got this. It's time for the worst level, let's say worst level. Everybody's most hated level. Spark, you took my shotgun. I want that back, please. Anyways, time for the introduction of carrier forms. Have fun with those. They just walk up to you and explode into more infection forms. Nice of them to include walking versions of the exploding barrels from Half-Life at the very least. I am very much looking forward to running out of ammo constantly. I think for most of this we can just run through, can't we? I don't think these have any actual weapons. I also find it quite funny about how this was portrayed in the book. As it sort of plays into the repetitive nature of it all, with Chief getting progressively more annoyed with Guilty Spark. As if to say, as if reassuring the reader, don't worry, Chief hated him as well. Like, this is not good. Already I need a health pack. Is there any more shotgun ammo around here I could fill so I need it? Alright, fine. I guess we'll just take a move on. Don't mind me, fellas. Just minding my own business. Yeah, from what I've heard, you basically go through this backwards on Campaign Evolved, where you start from the top floor and work your way down. Because I imagine, which honestly, from a design standpoint, I can definitely understand, because I'm sure that a lot of people sort of memed on Bungie back in this about the fact that you could probably just jump over and get the index. It's like, okay, so how do we fix that? Just have you have you work your way backwards. That makes more sense. Already it feels as though I'd hate this level on Legendary. Here we go, got more shotgun ammo, we're good. Nice of you to try and jump me from the shadows. Alright, just leave me for dead against the roving hordes of the undead. That's fine, Spark. Sure, take your time. I'll just wait here, alone and scared in the dark. I imagine at the very least I'm going to have a lot of ammo. Yep, first you gotta hand it to Bungie. They really know how to instill dread in you. With this fluffer. I mean, I don't know, Spark. I've been faring very well with this this boomstick, this musket from like the 18th century or whatnot. Actually, scratch it. This is World War II, isn't it?
You can see how the body's been transformed by creatures carry spores that are not supposed to. Mutate a host, then produces spores that can pass the flood to
I will admit, I am starting to get reminded of just exactly why people hated this level, but I don't know, for some reason, at least from an atmospheric standpoint, I actually kind of like the library. You know, just with the dark corridors, the soundtrack that pops up a couple floors up. Really sort of gives this place this whole, I suppose the kids would call it liminal feel. I suppose a good sort of example would be, sort of reminiscent of, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Wallace and Gromit. Like, at the start of A Grand Day Out, the first one, when Wallace goes and writes up the blueprints for the rocket in his basement. I'm sort of reminded of the basement from that here, with just its, how dark it was. Something oddly comforting about that. I don't know, I suppose it's just, me being weird and British about it. Yeah, just from an atmospheric standpoint, I've always, generally been fond of this level, and honestly, whilst I understand the changes they made to this in Combat Evolved Anniversary, trying to make it seem a lot less repetitive in terms of how it looked, with adding various lights and colors, I feel as though it took away from the charm a fair bit. Oh, we've already gotten ourselves up to the first elevator.
These sentinels will supplement your combat systems. I suggest you upgrade to at least a Class 12 combat skin. Your current model only scans as a Class 2, which is ill-suited.
To think, this is supposedly the pinnacle of human engineering. You know, an exosuit so highly advanced that it costs the same as an entire destroyer ship. And yet it's only considered a Class 2 combat skin by Spark standards. I can only imagine that that's everything Spock says just being to rub supposed superiority of the Forerunners in Chief's face. Or at least sort of have that smugness to him. Well, here we are, first elevator. Wait, it gets worse. Again, it's like they knew. It's like they knew just how bad this was. It's like there was a purpose to the more sort of torturous nature of this level. And that's basically to make you hate Guilty Spark. Film fun just going this way. Yep, Sentinels. Sentinels. Definitely do kind of wish they were around more often.
Flood activity has caused a failure in the drone control system. I must reset the backup unit.
Reset the backup unit.
I will join you when I've completed my task.
He says, just eagerly waiting for me to hold position. Time for some of the more, everybody's favorite parts of this level. The holdout sections, where you have to hold out for, like, a certain period of time against endless hordes of flood until Spark just decides to, stop doing whatever he's doing and just actually guide us through the whole place. I'm fairly certain we could just, go through this by ourselves, but we gotta wait for Spark. I actually got him. Actually doing once again, I'm surprised whenever I manage to six stomach by just pressing the A button instead of the normal button. There we go, there's Spark. Do you mind? I mean, I'll happily take your shotgun ammo. Okay, I don't think he was here. One thing I do definitely appreciate about the rebalanced version of this level is, various means in which it, mixes up the level design. Like here, for instance, I'm fairly certain you get a Shadow, which is like the cut Covenant vehicle with the turret on the back. You get to drive that around for a little bit. Just flying through this whole... Yeah, it's... You wouldn't think it, but just adding vehicle sections to this level somehow works. I think this is our first instance of a rocket flood around here somewhere. I can feel it in my bones.
Sentinels can use their weapons to manage the flood, only for a short time. Speed is of the essence.
Speed is of the essence, he says, as he's just casually waiting in the background. Casually flying every which way but where we're supposed to go, and leaving me for dead. Oh, there's a rocket flood around here somewhere. Oh, there it is! It's like... ingrained in my memory cortex. I remember wholeheartedly there just being a rocket flood somewhere around here. And now I'm gonna have to hunt him down and hopefully not get blown to smithereens unless I already blew him up. Where is the rocket? Where is the rocket? But there's the rocket. I'll happily take that, if you don't mind. If you're gonna just display your free will realism, you don't have to fire grunts. Try doing that against the Flood, though. They will just chase you to the ends of the earth. Allegedly. Well, this is already mentioned, I assume they, this is why they're adding Sprint to the remake. I mean, maybe. I mean, from what I've seen, Sprint basically allows you to bypass a lot of Flood encounters, which... I'm not really fond of that decision. Oh, I can see them emerging from the ceiling. Probably should have kept the assault rifle for this. Whatever. I'm going to turn you into dust. I'm gonna turn you into moldy dust like in Resident Evil 7. Trading me tries at the bridge by taking on by... Well, obviously, that's just an indication that maybe running isn't the end-all be-all to all of your problems. Otherwise, people would not be complaining that much about this level, because you can just run past everything. Alright, time for the first tunnel. So exciting. Oh yeah, this was the soundtrack I think I was talking about. Just, this is like the most liminal track in the entire game. Always was quite a fond, was quite fond of this one. Just really sort of adds to the atmosphere, you know? I think you get jump scared here. Yep. Trying to pull a Half-Life WoD on me there. Let's throw another one in there for good measure. I think that cleared most of them out, at the very least. I think it's around here as well in, actually, I think it's the second maintenance. One thing I also did quite like about, the rebalance mod for this is that they used, various different other environmental, objects to, not only differentiate areas, but also to sort of add more hashtag environmental storytelling. Like, a whole bunch of Covenant crates around here indicating that the Covenant had been holding out at various points in the library, only to have to constantly fall back and adding to the Flood's numbers. And also just areas which are just filled with fire and biomass. Boy, do I love the joys of wireless controller gaming! Rocket ammo? Rocket ammo. I think there's a reason you don't tend to see Rocket Flood that often in later games. Just, that one brute with a hammer. Up! Actual shotgun ammo, nice. I feel the one thing which ever actually attracted me to getting Combat Evolved Anniversary was the prospect of being able to use the bandana skull and go for this level with infinite ammo. That was like the only thing. You really do sorely miss your flashlight when you don't... Oh, we found the elevator. I think we're coming up to about halfway through the level now. Only halfway. I keep want to check behind those pillars, because that's another thing that I remember them adding in Rebalance. Just to make sure supplies around here, like some flamethrower ammo. I think around one of these, you could just find a zealot with a pistol right by him with one shot missing from its magazine. And it just implied that the zealot decided to give himself a lead injection rather than let himself succumb to the parasite. That and finding Marvin. I think Marvin is on the last of these elevators. But I don't want to ride the elevator. It's a shame these don't just go straight to the top. Yeah, that's admittedly one thing which I remember not really liking about SPV3. Some of the data logs have very, I think it's mostly the data logs that you can find on this level. Which is basically just accounts from Marvin Mabuto, who was the first human which Spark recruited to try and retrieve the index. Who made it very, very far despite just being a regular Marine, and I don't necessarily like the fact that the data logs which are supposedly from Marvin read like they were written by by Vibsipop. I'm sure you know what I mean. I'm not sure if that one has a rocket or not. But that seems like something this game would do. Just put a rocket float at the end of one of these corridors. I'll admit, though, the plasma rifle would be quite useful down here. You know, sometimes the carrier forms can do some stuff, which is quite funny. Just like fly. It's just fun just watching them fly across a room with no context. Now, where are we? Yeah, I think this is where in Rebalance you find the energy sword. Your first actual energy sword, not counting bonus ones you can find in other levels. Energy sword was quite nice in this. In that it only expended ammo when you were using the lunge. Which basically just puts a big, massive hitbox right in front of you to simulate the melee slash. So just the low lighting in this whole level, I feel that this just it doesn't really hit the same on MCC. It's just this feels the most right, like actually playing this via composite cables in the dark. It's like nothing will ever beat it. Especially when this music crops in and the horror starts to overtake you. I think I'm going to have to resort to the plasma rifle in a minute here. Running out of tricks, Spark. Yeah, again, it is funny to watch the carrier forms just fly across a room. Yeah, plasma rifle is like arguably the best for dealing with infection forms in my view. You know, because they leave a little bit of a splash on impact. Really nice for like fitting out infection form crowds, especially. I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit, actually. I'm fairly certain this doesn't have the same damage penalty the assault rifle has. I think in campaign... Not campaign, but remastered. This is where you get the Wraith. Yeah, there is a Wraith section. Potentially in the library, which is kind of wild. Oh, more shotgun ammo. Thank you. Let me just go back in to get the ammo of those back here. I feel as though there's games nowadays that can only really wish they could recapture this sort of aesthetic. I mean, with the, mostly just the, I suppose, analog horror look via composite cables and whatnot. I think, no, I don't, I can't remember if there's rocket flood around here. I'm scared. Mom can pick me up. Despite being of lesser intelligence, they somehow managed to set a bacon tree. This was no bacon tree, this was a ambush. It's starting to occur to me that I just keep mentioning all these sort of idioms in my dialect, and yet nobody knows what I'm talking about. Like, what the fluff is a bacon tree? I mean, obviously, it's just a setup for a dad joke, but
Their survival as a race was dependent upon it. I am grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce.
You mean the Flood or humanity? Because I do find it funny that in Campaign of Old, right before they go into the library, it's like, yeah, we left a, we had a few samples left over for researching. That might have been a mistake. Yeah, it sort of feels like a lot of the dialogue for this level was rewritten by people who are very disgruntled with how the original level's dialogue played out. I mean, I can't say I blame them, but still, I just can't help but find it funny. It's like, yeah, we get it, we didn't like the library either. Here's our way to try and soften the blow a little bit. As you question as to why exactly Spark would allow, the Flood to reproduce. Oh yeah, this looks especially spooky in the dark. No idea why my flashlight keeps turning itself off. Ow! Another eating me! They're eating me! I think it was around here somewhere, at least in one of these areas where the geometry actually doesn't line up in Combat Evolved Anniversary. So you could just phase through a wall. I'm betting they'll make this level even longer for the remake, but from what I've heard, they made it shorter. Anyways, I think I remember the tech for this segment. All you have to do is wait behind here until, because for some reason the Flood won't chase you down here. And if they do, you can just blast them with your trench gun. I still find it funny that 500 years in the future, we're still using technology from World War II. Yep, real riveting gameplay right here on the channel. I think, a little later on in one of these segments, in Rebalance, they added like a room full of teleporters. So you could essentially turn these into a, I suppose, arena level from Doom 2016. And just blast Flood whilst reenacting one of those door scenes from Scooby-Doo. If it ain't broke, don't fix. Yeah. That's something you definitely hope. But some people just, seem definitely allergic to that mentality. Because you gotta remember, common sense isn't so common nowadays. Also, yeah, I can't remember how many times Spark says, I am a genius in the book, but I just remember Chief getting very, very annoyed with him over time. Yeah, just casually run into the Sentinel fire. Have fun, fellas.
Please stay close. Time is short.
Yeah, I know. So, what are we talking, like 5'11" or 4'3"? I mean, I don't mind I don't mind at this point, as long as she's cute. Here we are, final elevator, I think. And of course, it's full of carrier forms. Yeah, I think back there in Rebalance is where we find the mangled remains of Martin Mabuto. I may not have known you in person, Sergeant, but you must have been one hardcore son of a bitch.
That's a good idea.
I'm fairly certain Chief says something along those lines in the book, actually, when it comes across the mangled remains of Marvin. Of course, that's only in the book, mind you. Marvin, I don't think, is actually in here. He might be. 4th floor, tools, guns, keys to super weapons. It's like, again, it's just them nodding at the player. It's like, yep, you're nearly there, champ. The pain's almost over. Again, just doing it with a funny wink and a nod. I miss when Bungie was like that. As opposed to basically not existing anymore because of their own hubris and, Sony somehow wanting to make an enemy out of everyone and succeeding. Okay, this way, I think. Oh, Again, I always sort of get nervous around these tunnels because I don't remember which one has a rocket flood at the end of them. Or even if there was one with a rocket flood at the end of them. I may be misremembering due to how many times I bring a rocket down. That's the weirdest thing. I constantly try to keep a rocket on hand in the library, and yet I hardly end up using them. It's mostly just for the larger crowds. Which, again, I usually just end up clearing with the shotgun anyway, so what's the point?
I am a genius.
Yeah, I am a genius. Up, time for another holdout segment. I think this might have been the room with the teleporters in it, actually. Or, it may be just coming up. It was around this point of the level at the very least. Open up the door, Spark. Do you mind? Ow. I thought I saw something back here, but it's just a mangled flood body. Oh. Door's finally opening. Someone really ought to oil these gates. Do the Forerunners even use oil? Like for lubrication and whatnot? What does Forerunner lubrication, what does it consist of? I can't help but wonder. Do the Forerunners even use lubrication in any way, shape or form? I mean, I'm mostly talking, like, for, machinery and whatnot. I think it was around here the mangled corpse of Marvin is supposed to be, at the very least in, at the very least in, it was an SPV-3. Yeah, what did you think I was talking about? Obviously, I was referring to machinery when I'm talking about lubrication. I don't know what else you could possibly be referring to. Oh, here we go, final door. They're coming through the doors! Oh yeah, this rocket time. Oh, the chugging. I can see it. I can see it, Mr. Frodo. All right in the face with that one. All right, over the bridge. Okay, library done. I mean, obviously, normal mode, so no real thing to be proud of. But again,
When we reach the ground floor.
glad it's over, but still love the atmosphere for this level. And I didn't die once. Again, normal mode, not to be proud of, but I would have expected the library to be a little bit worse. There we go, the animation played when it was supposed to. I'll be taking this. Oh nice, just snatched that out of my hands as well.
I take possession of the index for transport.
Makes you wonder why he couldn't get it himself.
The index must not fall into the hands of the flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation.
Also, really love those lightning effects. It really feels like we're in the middle of another resonance cascade. Alright, next level. Arguably the weakest one in the game. Possibly. I mean, outside the library, obviously, because everybody hates that one. I think this was like the last level to be finished in when they were developing Combat Evolved. Or at least the one where they couldn't...
Which means that any organism with sufficient mass and cognitive capability...
And I think it's something mostly with regards to Cortana's script, where it's like they didn't have time to go back and rewrite it. You'll see with regards to how
Nothing.
some of Cortana's dialogue seems rather different.
Unfortunately, my usefulness to this particular endeavor has come to an
That's how I used to feel with regards to the Sonic series. Now,
specification to perform a task as important as the
I've received a little bit more context. I'll talk about it a little bit later.
That final step is reserved for you, Reclaimer.
But now we have to see this iconic scene. You concentrate with all your determination and stab into the earth. To fire a halo is to create a dark fountain.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely prefer the voice direction in this cutscene compared to Campaign Evolved.
I've spent the last
Except maybe with the
12
Chief.
hours cooped up in here watching you toady about.
What you toady about?
Then get set to slit our throats.
Hold on now. He's a friend.
Oh, I didn't realize. He's your pal, is he? Your chum?
He's your pal, is he your chum?
Have any idea what that bastard almost made you do?
Yes. Activate Halo's defenses and destroy the flood.
Yeah, it's like Chief here just sounds confused, as opposed to just trying to stand up to
You mean
Cortana.
A construct
Like, Cortana, what are you talking about?
that is absolutely unacceptable.
Sod
Oh,
off.
sod off!
I shall put you
They
at once.
they rewrote that in the book, unfortunately, which annoys me, because that sod off is just so...
Do what? I have the index.
It's so
You can
distinct.
just
It's like
float
Cortana
and
never says
sputter.
anything like that throughout the entirety of the rest of the series. This is like back when Cortana was supposed to be British.
If we activate Halo's defenses, we can wipe them out.
You have no idea how this ring works, do you? Why the Forerunners built it? Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the Flood is
Interesting
to
that in
and that's
Campaign Evolved he
exactly
says
what
you're
Halo
all
was
equally
designed to
edible.
do.
As
Wipe
if
the
implying
galaxy
that,
clean
yes,
of
she
all
knows she's
sentient life.
basically
You don't
can't be
believe
eaten
me?
by the Flood.
Ask
Except, of
him.
course, that was before the Logic Plague existed.
Is it true?
More or less.
It's like, yeah, we do kill everybody with this ring.
Has a maximum
I like how just straightforward he is with it. It's just so refreshing to see someone who's just
This galaxy
so upfront with regards to their intentions.
with sufficient biomass to sustain the flood. You already knew that. I mean,
left out that little detail, did he?
We have followed outbreak containment.
Like, even
procedures
Spark
to the
here is just,
with me each step of the way.
confused as chief is. I do quite like how, Spark is portrayed in this in Campaign of Vault, though, where he is basically just aura farming for the last half of the scene.
Last time you asked me if it were my choice, would I do it?
I'm not necessarily a big fan of, Spark's redesign in Campaign of Vault, but,
My answer has not changed.
with regards to, presentation, at the very least, this scene in Campaign of Vault did kind of go hard.
Us out of here.
If you are unwilling to help, I will simply find another. Still,
Yeah, just hearing, Jen Taylor's direction here compared to Campaign of Vault is just night and day.
forced to take her from you.
That's not going to happen.
So be it. Save his head. Dispose of the rest.
Save the rest. Dispose of his head.
Look
Oh,
out.
for some reason we now have the plasma pistol. Where'd my assault rifle go? Again, this sort of feels like the biggest indicator of how rushed this particular level was. Like, you don't even the starting weapons don't match what is in the cutscene, where you start off with an assault rifle, and yet you have a shotgun and a plasma pistol. I mean, yeah, the two best weapons in the game, but
We can't let the monitor activate Halo. We have to stop
neither
it.
of
We
these
have
are an
to
assault
destroy
rifle.
Halo. According to my analysis of the available data, I believe the best course of action is somewhat risky. An explosion of sufficient size will help destabilize the ring, and will cut through a number of primary systems.
I don't know, something about this room as well feels especially cozy to me.
A starship's fusion
Loves the rifle
reactor
so
is
much that
going
he imagined it into reality. Oh, he's just like the orcs in 40k. He just uses imaginary guns.
I'm going to search what's left of the Covenant BattleNet and see if I can locate the pillar of
And then
Autumn's
just
crash
pretends he's
site.
an imaginary
If
tank.
the ship's fusion reactors are still relatively intact, we can use them to destroy Halo.
Alright, time to go through Assault in the control room again, except this time in reverse. Aren't you excited? Oh, it's so nice to be finally fighting Covenant again. Along with Sentinels, I guess. Probably should leave some of them alive to fend off the Covenant, actually. Come on over here. Come on over here. Yeah, shotgun really does a number on shields as well for some reason. It's like all of a sudden we're back in business as usual. Like, yeah, we may have experienced the ancient cosmic horrors beyond our perception and imagination, but hey, it's back to normal now. Let's just get back to basics, eh? Like, hey, you know, plasma pistol, you can cover and hey, pew pew. Anyways, I love the detail on the floors here. Just, again, really feels like something you'd see in an early 2000s game. Just the sort of texturing on here. Just look at that. This really just sort of feels like the result of a very certain aesthetic you just don't see anymore. Anyways, time to go out into the biting cold. Ooh, it's fucking freezing out here. It's like, why didn't Halsey add any heating to the suit? It's like, I can survive in deep space with this thing, and yet there isn't even a heater.
I haven't located the crash site
Maybe
yet,
Jin
but we
sort of
need to
may
buy
actually
some
know how
time
to...
in case the monitor or his
I mean, I don't know.
to activate Halo's final weapon.
We don't really know that much about the Bungie Forerunners, so... You know, they could have just been fairly normal guys who were just sort of forced to do questionable things due to the nature of the Flood. As opposed to, you know, all the made-up fanfiction-y stuff free added.
The power levels are enormous. I can't even begin to calculate the
Power levels! You know, let's use the sniper rifle for a little bit. Let's fail with the sniper rifle for a little bit.
Destroy these generators, the monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some
Now
time.
this should, at the very least, allow us to save ammo on the shotgun.
I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device.
Yeah, just give me a sec, Cortana. Always saw it as the last. Yeah, the rings were. Heck, in Halo 2, Spark basically says the rings were weapons of last resort. You know, back when there was just 7 as opposed to like 14 and like a whole bunch of major and minor rings. Because 343 has to continuously diminish the events of the original Halo trilogy somehow. Just like, ooh, it turns out the Forerunners that we made had like 14 rings that were bigger and betterer before they had to be destroyed in order to facilitate these lesser games that we have to build our series around. And it feels as though they had a fair bit of disdain for Bungie's creation back in the day. And heck, I imagine they still do to an extent. I mean, maybe with Campaign of Old they've just learned to hide it better. I don't know. I'm gonna miss this plasma pistol when it's gone, man. It's like they massacred my boy. Well, everybody's boy back in like Halo 2 and then later Halo 3. It's a little bit better in Reach, but again, there's not really much reason to use anything outside the DMR in Reach. I mean, we even got the lights here as well. Just again, just the atmosphere for this whole segment is kind of immaculate. It's like it's Christmas on the control room. Santa's gonna come down the chimney and give everybody space zombies. He was also infected on his way to the chimney. On his way from the North Pole, which has also been overrun by the flood. And there really is just something about how this game looks, which I don't think could ever truly be replicated. You know, when everybody is obsessed with all this Unreal AI enhanced, just every single polygon and ray tracing known to man sort of visual obsession. It's like, we miss this. We miss this. Alright, fine, take this as well. It's gonna be nice playing Halo 3 and actually having a control scheme which isn't completely borked. Because, of course, bumpers exist in Halo 3. Santa got all fluffed. Yes. Yes, unfortunately Christmas is cancelled now. I hope you weren't expecting anything. Oh, actually almost beaten the Zealot there. Oh, I actually did beat the Zealot there. Nice. You can kind of see why the shotgun is basically the best weapon in campaign. Gotcha. Now to deal with that Ray, which I feel that in all the years I've been playing this is still the bane of my existence. This fluffer will never stand still when I want him to. Gotcha! Okay. Now our first official introduction to the Banshee.
Good. Let's get moving.
I just realized, yeah, Banshee Bomb is on 8-bomb. That's going to take some good getting used to. Which is a shame, because I'm fairly certain in terms of control scheme, while this doesn't have the boost, I do still quite like how the Banshee controls. Where you can just sort of hover here. Oh, look at this. You wouldn't be able to do this in Halo Reach. Thank God. just sort of, I keep needing to have to be reminded of just how insanely overpowered Halo Reach Banshee was in multiplayer. You know, with just with sheer mobility, survivability. It's like, if you don't have a sniper rifle for it specifically, it's going to run havoc on your enemy team, and then you're not going to be able to do anything. Interesting, there doesn't seem to be any enemies in here.
That's the pulse generator.
Oh, that is an early 2000s video game effect, isn't it?
We need to interrupt the pulse generator's energy stream. I've adjusted your shield system.
Like, I want one of these in my room. Like, I want something that looks like this just as a lamp in my room. I mean, sure, it might be painful to look into, but the results would be immaculate. Alright. Hell of a lava lamp? Yeah, exactly. They do actually have a lava lamp, though.
The pulse generator has overloaded. Scanning. The generator's central core is offline. Well done.
Must just have it by my bed. Now, just sort of has a nice little clashing effect with my blue light that I also have on the other side of my room. Just really adds this nice color contrast to that end of the room. It changed this. Oh, really? I mean, I heard that they supposedly made changes to Tuber Trails in Campaign Evolved. Not entirely certain as to what those changes are, though. And I'm hoping at the very least it's to make this level a little bit more distinct from Assault in the Control Room, because that would definitely be a bonus in my book. It's like, I can definitely appreciate the positive qualities of Campaign Evolved when there are some. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth me getting it, but I can at least give credit where credit is due.
Head through that door.
Alright, time to play this level in reverse. Like, I feel at the very least, with regards to the later levels, they at least change up the levels sufficiently enough as to where it feels more distinct from the levels they're based on. Like, Keys feels notably different from Truth and Wreck, considering, you know, no sniper rifle, more sort of, stuff with the coolant pools, just really adds this very sort of different, feel to, Keys compared to Truth and Wreck. And then there's the Maw as well, which, obviously has the Warthog run. Just, yeah, just generally feels that this level has the least, stuff distinguishing it from the original, aside from the fact that it's nighttime now. They're coming out of the walls! I can't believe it, they set up another bacon tree. Oh, that just hits you right in your core, doesn't it? This is what Halo's all about, man. This is how Halo was meant to be played. Oh, hello. Okay, shotgun not as effective on Zealot shields. Good to know. Also, quite interesting that they bring up the Covenant dance when the Flood show up. What do they mean by this? Don't mind me. Just, jamming. Oh boy, bridge time. My favorite part of the level. Bonk. Definitely gonna want to switch weapons at some point. Where's this? Oh, hello, buddy. Oh, I think I actually Where did that zealot go? Zealot just disappeared. Oh, zealot's dead. Plasma rifle, that'll do. I know the plasma pistol is better, but I want to use the plasma rifle. Aesthetically, it's one of my favorite guns in gaming. Just love how sleek it looks. It just also, in terms of shape, just feels so distinct as well. Alright, here we go. Love those reflective surfaces on it. Whoa, look at that. 2001 technology there on the plasma rifle. Like, whoa. I think I remember here. This is where, oh. I think I remember in Rebalance, those, like, Covenant, like, camped out in that small structure there. It just sort of was like a last holdout before, you arrived and ruined everything. As usual. Ow, 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 dying, death, pain, blood. I forgot there was a wall behind me. I miss my shotgun tails. I miss her a lot. I'll be back. There we go. Oh, that feels so much better. It's good to be back. Yeah, this weapon really feels like it's your lifeline in this level. Oh, I think this is the one with the rocket flood. I think I'm about to die horribly to, fragmentation damage. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can salvage. Plasma rifle, that'll do. You know, just something to pepper at range, which is supposed to be the, benefit to using a plasma rifle. Pew, 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 pew. I can even hear my heartbeat. The adrenaline pumping through my There's the rockets. Doki 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 doki. Like, speaking of a Master Chief in a miniskirt. Halo dating sim. That definitely seems like something Halo Studios would do at some point. It's like an April Fool's thing. Where you just walk in on Arbiter and Artash just violently kissing. Because apparently those two get shipped together all the time. I don't make the rules, I just observe them. I don't think I want to know what's going on in the oh, yeah, that's just all the bad guys. It's all the bad guys. Later, fellas. All right, into another bacon tree. Again, this really feels like in Half-Life, where you just run across headcrabs constantly in the vents. We're back on a pale horse, boys. Oh, you can just feel the chugging. I can't help but imagine whether or not this game would have just given the original Xbox a panic attack trying to render all this at once. Considering this is like the digital version on Xbox. I'd be surprised if you even get this version anymore. Knew it was gonna happen eventually. Back in the fluffing building again. Are any more of you? Okay, note to self, take the bridge a little bit slower. Actually, try to find good places to park your rockets. So you gotta remember, this is like a resource management game. I only have so many, shotgun rounds. Ow. What are you doing up there? Internally, the remake Flood combat forms reanimates if you don't kill him properly. I'm wondering if that's like a holdover from Halo 3 as well, because I know that it is possible for Flood to come back after a while, like getting reanimated by infection forms, at the very least. All right, here we are again. Rise and shine, campers. Hey Banshee, would you mind? I'm not your biggest threat here. I mean, I am, but can we just pretend that I'm not for like 5 minutes? Well, there go all my rockets. I can only hope that I actually got the rocket flood whilst I was at it. Come on, one of you. One of you has to give me rockets, surely. Also, interesting to note that there's basically no Covenant on these bridges anymore. They've all been overrun by the Flood. Everything will be overrun by the Flood. Okay, there's the rocket flood. I see him. And now he's all within my reach! Got him! Oh, there's like... There were 3 of them. There were 3 of them! Okay, so at least I don't have to go all the way back. And now I know to save my rockets for, the next part. I feel my hand's starting to cramp up now. Okay, we're ready for you now, fellas. Ready for you now. I'm ready for you on a mod. I was gonna say it again. No, you flopping don't. Door stuck. Door stuck. Okay, so, rocket floods down, fellas. Banshee, do you mind? I'm trying to survive here, and you're not helping. You know what? You can have one of these. And you. That's what I thought. It's like, you knew I had to say that again at some point, didn't you? I have to preface that, hard as nails. Like, tough as nails. That's what I meant. That's what that means. Anyways. Now I'm stuck with this. I'm hoping there's no more rocket flood at the end of this, otherwise I'm not going to be a very happy bunny. Okay, I survived the bridge. But I wants to say those are worse than the library, honestly. Because of just how much They're eating people! That's horrible. Look at them, they were eating people! That didn't sound good. I mean, I joked about the plumbing earlier, now it's just, now it's just they're taking the Michael here. Oh! Nope, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Excellent. Well, that seemingly took forever. Time to finally, take a nice elevator ride. Oh no, they're everywhere! It's like, you know they do this, but at the same time, this is horrifying. It's like, why would the Flood not do this? Just taking a nice sip of water after the very sort of salty Chinese that I had earlier today. This is funny, because we mostly got them just for sister visiting. I don't remember the last time I actually had, like, proper chips. Yep, I knew you were gonna drop down. Stay down. I don't remember if this is the room in Rebalance where they just filled this place full of, like, camouflage and just had it be extra dark and just have this unsettling knocking noise in the background just sort of throw you off. Because I am sort of getting an uncanny sense like something is off. Anyways, we finally get onto solid ground. Or the closest thing to it. No more acrophobia. At least until we have to get in a Banshee again.
Okay, let's take care of the next pulse generator.
Okay, I think now we go down into the trenches and then there's goodies for us. An actual incentive to use the gas now. Who would have thunk it? Bumper cars! Bumper cars! Kinda surprised my ghost didn't take that much damage doing that. Anyways, let's see what's down here. I'm fairly certain there's, like, goodies. Oh, that feels better. And over here, yep, rockets and shotguns. Basically everything you use in this level. It's like they just really want you to use these two things. And supposedly your canonical weapon for this this level is the assault rifle, somehow. Try figuring that out. Alright, so now I have to deal with the Wraith here, don't I? That's gonna be fun. Especially with this Banshee constantly annoying me like a fly. Have to swat out an annoying fly. Watch this, Otacon. I'm gonna jump on a missile. Otacon, it's gonna look so cool. Look at this. How did I miss him? He was free in front of me. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I feel personally when it comes to, various combat scenarios, I feel this has some of the more annoying ones in my look, like this one right here, where you're constantly getting peppered by Banshees, and Graves and shade turrets. It's just... And you're out in the open, it's just annoying. Well, it's mostly the Banshee that's annoying. How did I miss that? You know, come down here and say that again to my face. I see you, kinda. That's what I thought. Frick. Again, Banshees... I always have a bone to pick with Banshees. For the longest time, I've just seen them as the most annoying thing in the game, and very satisfying to, just nuke out the sky with a Spartan laser back in my days playing Halo 3 and Reach. Oh. Could have sworn there was hunters around here. I guess that's a rebalance thing. I see you up there. Oh, hey, we got a warthog. Seems our luck is finally turning around. Feels better. Feels nice. No! Good things these things are indestructible. No, not again! I'd appreciate it if you stopped throwing those bloody grenades at me. I was looking at the chat. Where's... Drake? Where's the warthog? Pretty soon I could just do that. Perfect. You know, I'm just gonna go up there and shoot them myself. I'm just gonna go up there and just shoot them before I flip over the car. That ought to work a little bit better. You know, just so I'm not constantly worrying about getting stuck. My car getting stuck, rather. I have a bone to pick with you grunts. I have a bone to pick with all of you. You know, it's not safe to be playing with fireworks. You're only kids. Ah. It is nice, sometimes, the peace and quiet. It's at times like these when you can really just sort of breathe in the atmosphere and just appreciate the peace in between battles. I also find it kind of strange that, despite this being basically assault in the control room again, we don't get access to another tank. It's mostly just warthogs, ghosts, and banshees. Not a single scorpion in sight. I know that was fixed in Rebalance, but I really gotta stop bringing up comparisons to Rebalance. It's just gonna make me sad. Because that's not what this is supposed to be about. This is supposed to be like celebrating 25 years of the series, where it's like only the first 10 years were any good. Why doesn't that sound familiar? Anyways. I love how I always just keep doing that. I also just keep making a, having a little break in between me shooting a Banshee, just letting the moment sink in. Like, yes, I did just do that. I did just pull up, like, the most basic air shot known to man. Are you proud of me yet, Dad? It is always super satisfying, though, seeing those rockets just meet their mark. Okay, I think there's some more of them up there. Kinda curious to see what's in the middle room, though, before we proceed. Let's see what awaits me around the bend. Oh, this is more grunts. Very brave grunts, all things considered, considering I just mowed through the rest of them. Alright, let's see what's in here. I don't remember much, but... Oh, it's just supplies. I will happily partake. Okay, it's mostly just a health pack, unfortunately. Okay. Anything up here? I think it's just the other hunter down there wondering what happened to his brother. Poor fella, he will never know the truth. He will just see the charred remains of his bond brother and just scream wide to the heavens in Lekgolo tongue. I didn't mean that to sound as heartbreaking as it did. Anyways, time to do some flying. So, yeah, there's a Banshee. I keep thinking they're over here for some reason, not over here. To the skies! Interesting choice of music, I feel. Just... Cortana, all I need to know was did we lose them? Okay, so this door is locked. I'm used to it being not locked. Oh, fuel rods! I had a feeling that was going to happen. It's at least once. I imagine the tunnel's going to be particularly interesting when we get to it. You know, I used to pride myself in being able to at least semi-competently play Star Wars Rogue Squadron. You wouldn't think it given how I fly, but I did play it a lot as a kid. Oh, it looks like we have actual enemies in here. Like, do you mind? I'm trying to help you deal with the flood. You can't fly without braving the danger zone sometimes. Yeah. That's what I was taught back in Rogue Squadron. You know, before I left. Before there weren't any more Rogue Squadron games. Seems like the easiest slam dunk, but I guess we can't have any, like, niche games in this series. We have to make bajillion-dollar game that's made for everybody, and then everybody just sort of ends up hating it. Because it's made for nobody. Okay.
That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go.
Move through the underground tunnels, assuming I can get to the tunnels. So that's what you use the rockets for. Stuff like that. Just groups of fluids bunched together. You just turn them into mulch. Anyways, time to delve into the dark below and hopefully not get blasted by fuel rods. The tunnels below. As above, so below.
I located the Pillar of Autumn. She put down 1,200 kilometers upspin.
Nice.
Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up.
Despite basically just being left idle for several days after the UNSC basically cleared out all the supplies, or at least what supplies they could in order to move it over to Alpha Base, which is currently being overrun by the flood. At least I think, or maybe it's just this is when they were sealing out the passageways below so the flood couldn't get up. Somehow I forgot there was a rocket flood down there.
I located the Pillar of Autumn. She put down 1,200 kilometers upspin. Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up.
Oh, so it would be nice if the Banshees could get some lights on them.
That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there.
Oh, there's multiple rocket floods, multiples! Okay. I forgot there were multiple rocket floods over there. Good to know. I'll say goodbye to the Banshee for now. Because we can't have things be too easy in this game. Could have sworn floods were supposed to swarm through here. Oh well. Once again, we're back on the bridge section, which everybody loves. I'm curious as to how this looks in Campaign Evolved. Like, whether this is all just filled with biomass and looks really bad. I was gonna say, I don't remember this being too bad. I think this is where I get jumped. Yep. That was more like a bacon shrub than anything, a ham shrub. Yeah, these definitely look quite grotesque in like a Half-Life sort of way. Particularly the human flood models. The elite one's a little bit more indistinguishable, which I guess is sort of the point. They look more semi-complete. If that makes any sense. Really do have some more shotgun ammo here, fellas. Oh, you know, I could just resort to the assault rifle. That also works. Wow, don't actually need a health pack. Half-Life 1 especially comes to mind with the excess score around the bot. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. Just, playing this again really does remind me of Half-Life 1. Even though they're like, what, 5 years apart? 1999, 3 years apart, my bad. I'm pretty certain Half-Life 1 was 98, right? I get confused sometimes. Well, here we are, end of the level. This hasn't been too bad so far, aside from all the deaths. 97, really? Interesting. Final run. Like, it really hits you when Under Cover of Night just kicks in here. Just like you can really feel it now. Come back to the facility, 23. Come home. Again, this is basically my favorite track in the whole game. Yeah, it was 98. I thought it was. Do you mind? I'm sure. Oh, I actually got that one. Nice. It's like... My ex misses me, but her aim is getting better. Cortana. We're home. Oh, that's like all the rocket floods. Why does this game hate me so? The idiots blew themselves up. Man, I'll happily take the ammo, fellas, but nice of you to constantly scare the living daylights out of me. Oh, that was free rocket. They're all coming over the hills! They're coming over the wall! I'm sure that one just spawned in out of nowhere. Anyways, have another one of these. Another rocket flood. Like, geez, they really weren't kidding when they said that this game was just full of these rocket floods. Or maybe I just got really unlucky with just how many I got. 483 rounds. 560 rounds. And a conveniently placed ghost just for me. And that one had another rocket. This game is out to get me. Like, it knows. It's like, this guy seems kind of somewhat experienced in the game. How can we make this interesting for streaming content? Oh, I know. 500 rocket floods. I think this is a good instance of I want to try and showcase off the vehicle physics, because they are bugged, I want to say. It's like they didn't program it properly, so now even if you just slightly nudge something, it dies instantly and does maximum damage, as opposed to it's like there's a minimum and maximum ramming damage depending on speed, and they just accidentally set both to like 1,000, so it just, regardless of how fast you're moving, you just instantly kill anything, assuming you hit it. Just one in the hallway in this level. Yeah, that one. I'm kind of surprised that one didn't kill me, but all the other ones did. I'm assuming there's going to be like a metric fluff ton once we round the corner. Another one! Okay. I think that's all of them. Ah, the pelican here is gone. The crash pelican that's supposed to be here, it's gone now. There was a pelican here, it's gone now. Yeah, I don't remember there being this many rocket flood on this level. Okay. This is like one of the more infamous segments of the level for me, because I always did find it kind of annoying. It's like the final Covenant fortification back where the initial Warthog spawn was. Part of me does kind of want to hang back a little bit and wait for the flood to soften them up a little bit before going in for the kill. I think I'm going to do the ghost for this, actually. Let me go get it. You know, I need my comfort ghost. And of course we have this music camera again, even though I'm not sure what the imminent flood threat is here. They're just like advancing on the Covenant position like water on stone. I imagine this whole part is kind of easier in Campaign of all due to sprint. Also, look at the bullet spread on the ghost plasma bolts. That is unreal. And I get it, so it's not to make the vehicles too overpowered. What did I just say? 500 rocket floods. Alright, up we go again. Up we go again. Yep, that one had a rocket. That one had a rocket. I probably should have just backed off and wait for it to just shoot the Wraith instead of me. That would have been better. Now they're just gonna hound me to the ends of the earth. I'm gonna go down here now. Let's see, will they follow me down here? I hope not. I don't want my ghost to get blown up again. Okay, I think they lost interest. I suppose since we're back here, we may as well just, talk about some things, why don't we? Like how your weekend's been going. It's just been another quiet one for me, though, that being said, I'm not sure how deep I want to go into this. Already a bit of a red flag, I know. It's like, ooh, British person saying I don't want to get too deep into this, and proceeds to immediately get too deep into we can kind of quiet but chill. Yep, that's always the nice ones, isn't it? There's always the nice ones when you don't have to worry about the weekly graft anymore. At least for a little bit. I'm just laying in bed. Oh yeah, you did say you were feeling the effects of the skick. Hopefully, I can only wish you a swift recovery. Just for your own sake, not for any other reasons. I'm sure you understand. I just noticed that Wraith doesn't seem to be moving a lot. Oh, never mind. It remembered it actually has movement. That's another rocket, I think. Another one. Another one. Another one. Well, I suppose I can take back what I said about not having an assault rifle this part of the level. Because that's all I'm rolling. Okay. Yeah, Rafe's looking pretty banged up. Well, both of them, from what I can see. I'm wondering if this is why there's so many rocket floods. So that rocket got detonated by some leaves. Rafe drivers have ultra instinct. Okay, I got one. Guess I'm gonna have to get them out of you by force the hard way. That was goofy. Yeah. Certainly felt goofy. None of the fun way. I'm not sure that's gonna work. Oh, barely missed. I have you now. Okay, going in was a mistake. Going in was a mistake. Going in was a mistake. I'm sorry. I'll leave. I'll leave. Ceasefire. Yep. Soccer. You know, this whole area looks pretty good for a soccer pitch. You know, nice football pitch in the middle of the Somme at Christmas. You know, old human tradition. They're probably not buying it. All right. All right, we'll do this the hard way. All I wanted to do was just pick up a Banshee from your local Banshee dealership, and now you're just pelting me with plasma bolts. Wait, is that a zealot? Is that a zealot? That probably explains a lot. Oh, no! Oh. Kind of forgot there was a plasma turret over there. Oh, there's stealth elites as well. 2 of them! Okay, it's nice that at least the music picks up as you get closer to the Banshees, but still. I forgot this whole area had stealth elites. Oh, I feel bad for that one. He just got caught out. Just like, what the fluff? I was getting into position, damn you, and you zigged when you should have zagged, flip you up, and now we're both dead. Apparently every grunt's called Flip Yap now. Or Poon Flip. flippiest poon I ever knew. Come on, one of his plasmas has to work. There we go, problem solved. Mostly. Fellas, I just want to visit my local Banshee dealership. Can you please let me pass? Whoa, Nelly, what was that? I don't think I want to know. Oh, fuel rod. Oh, I forgot there was hunters. I forgot about the hunters. And I don't have a pistol. Yeah, you can kind of see why I dislike this particular portion of the level. At the very least, I'm fairly certain I can at the very least approach with a ghost and hopefully, make it out alive. I'm fairly certain hunters can't dodge a ghost, right? Let's find out. Charge! Okay, they can dodge a ghost. You know, I'm just gonna get in the Banshee and leave. I'm gonna get in the Banshee and leave. Later, fluffers. Okay, that worked. And, yeah. I can only imagine how much more tense that can get on Legendary. Weird that the music's still playing, even though it's supposed to be calm out. Maybe... oh. Like, I knew there was sentinels around here, but I just couldn't see them. Okay, now the music stops. Are there any more of you over here? Can I just... I don't have a landing permit. I'm trying to reach Lando Calrissian. There we go. Now I can just hear my heart thumping in my ears again. Alright, any more of you in here? I'm kind of running low on plasma bolts. Alright, fine, I'll just do this. Fall, you fluffer, fall! There we go, finally. Two betrayals done.
Final target neutralized. Let's get out of here.
Star Wars joke in this economy. It's more likely than you think.
Let's find a ride and get to the captain.
No, that'll take too long.
You have a better idea?
There's a teleportation grid that runs throughout Halo. That's how the monitor...
Interesting that in Campaign of All, apparently they're having this conversation in the middle of a firefight.
Unfortunately, each jump
Again, just that Marvel level humor.
Something tells me I'm not gonna like this.
But I'm pretty sure I can pull it from your suit without permanently damaging your shields. Needless to say, I think we should only try this once.
Love how it just shrinks there. It's like we got a little tiny Master Chief to go along with the giantess Cortana. Again, that's just gonna awaken so much in people, I'm sure. Maybe that's why he moved in with Astolfo, because Astolfo isn't really into that sort of freaky stuff. Allegedly. Cinematography and campaign of all the cutscenes is weird. Yeah. It is definitely an intra-rabbiting choice, to say the least.
The flood overwhelmed this cruiser and disabled it. The Covenant are terrified the flood will repair the ship and use it to escape from Halo.
Those videos of Chief and Astolfo. Yeah, they are funny, which is why I keep referencing them.
I've got a good lock on Captain Key's CNI transponder signal.
I forgot just how dark this level is as well.
There's some interference from the cruiser's damaged reactor. I'll bring us in as close as I can.
Oh. Rip.
Oh, I see. The coordinate data needs to be... Right. Sorry.
Last bit of levity before the horrors really kick in. And hey, we actually have an assault rifle this time. Look at that.
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
You can sort of see him back there as well. With all the flashing lights. Now I have to go for this entire level just to get round, just to get past this one door. This one door just blocking our way in. Fairly certain there's an active count. Yep, there it is. Don't mind me, fellas.
Analyzing damage. This hole was caused by some kind of explosive. Very powerful if it tore through the ship's hull. All I detect down there are pools of coolant. We should continue our search somewhere else.
Alright. Oh. That doesn't look good. Also, ow.
Warning, threat level increasing.
Threat level increasing. Oh, come on, Cortana. This is nothing compared to what I was at the library. Oh, this is nothing compared to those hunters just like 5 minutes ago.
Is looking better all the time, Chief.
Nah, we're doing fine. Okay.
Trust me, it's deep enough to cushion our fall.
No, I can do this. I can do this. Oh, I'm out of ammo.
Chief, we need to jump now.
Alright, fine, fine. I'm going. That one, I missed the health pack. That's a cool JPEG. And that's not my shotgun. And now we have to fight everybody and everything in the dark.
Let's get out of here and find another way back aboard the ship.
I'll happily take another shotgun, thank you very much. I think this is the right way. Straight through here. Or was it this way? The guy was just standing there minding his own business. Yeah, this whole place is a lot more disorientating in the original, just due to how fluffing dark it is. Again, I do definitely miss the dark. This way. No! They're right behind me, aren't they? Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just something about this level in particular, which I always stuck in my mind whenever I think Halo. It's weird that it's this level and not something like Silent Cartographer. It's like, when I think Halo, I think this level for whatever reason. I think it's, one particular part of this level is just engraved in my mind forever. We'll see it in a bit. Assuming we get there without dying. I'm just wandering alone and scared in the dark.
This way, towards the ship's gravity lift.
Colonel, what's a sniper rifle doing here? Yeah, this definitely feels like an interesting choice, because I think this is, technically speaking, the last sniper rifle we find in the game. it's this one right here. I mean, I guess it's just a nice little cheeky callback to Truth and Wreck. I'll still get double. I mean, I say it's odd mostly just because, sniper rifles have no effect on Flood. They do, however, affect hunters. I am basically just doing those Covenant to a grisly death. Yeah, you could just, well, let's just go straight through the carrier forms, which, I never quite liked going in this pool of coolant, knowing that it's just filled with carrier forms. It's like, ugh. Very, very unsettling. Just going down to an infinite carrier form spawner. Alright, I guess we have to go. Get out of the water, quick, Chief, there we go. Out of the water, quick.
The crash did more damage than I suspected. Analyzing. Coolant leakage rate is significant. The ship's reactor should already have gone critical.
Interesting that it hasn't. I wonder what's preventing that. Really makes you think. Oh yeah, I think this particular segment is like one of the more infamous ones when it comes to this game. Well, this level, rather. Just... you turn around the corner, it's just infinite flood. You basically just sit here on the back foot for a little bit, as you're just waiting for the flood to stop spawning. Wait, was that another rocket flood? You mind, sir? Where'd that shotgun go? Here's one. There's one thing I definitely found interesting about the last cutscene of Campaign Evolved, where it's like he puts his assault rifle down next to his seat, and then as soon as the tank form just starts attacking him, the assault rifle slips, and he's just struggling for like 10 seconds trying to recover from the side of his seat. You know, just like anyone who ends up dropping their phone down the side of the car seat on a long car trip, just trying to struggle. Where is it? Where is it? That's the sort of sense that I got from that scene at the very least. Interesting choice, especially considering I'm fairly certain that's not how longswords work in terms of their cockpits. We have to go up the ramp at the back. Oh, I think I'm about to get jump scared by Freddy. I'm out of flashlight. Okay, there we go. I think this segment is nearly over at the very least. Oh yeah, interesting note about the shotgun. It's, because it loads its, shells one by one, it, doesn't really work as well with the pocket reload glitch. But considering, how you tend to reload and shoot, anyways, without necessarily requiring a full clip, it's one of those instances where the lack of the pocket reload doesn't matter that much, I feel. Okay, that was, rough. So, do you mind, sir? Mind, sir? I think I'm gonna need the pistol for this, actually. Give me a sec. I knew there was a pistol round... I knew there was a pistol around here somewhere. There it is. Okay, that's one. Except not really. I'll get you eventually, me. And there's the other. Problem solved. Where'd I put my assault rifle? Alright, fine, I guess I'm stuck with the pistol for the time being. I say as though I'm complaining. Basically, everybody uses this combo at some point in their playthrough. Here we go, this is the scene that always stuck out to me when it comes to Halo. Just, for some reason, this aesthetic with the... I guess it's mostly just the color palette, really. You give me a sec, I'm trying to get the overshield. It's like you come over here, you see the Crash Banshee, you see Banshee flying overhead around here, I'm pretty sure. And that just sort of, for some reason, just screamed to me Halo back as a kid. Just the alien environment, the alien lighting, the vehicles. The chugging. I don't know, for some reason this hit differently, but whilst I'm in between playing ODST and watching stuff on Halo Waypoint. Those were the days. Oh, there we go. Back into the belly of the beast again.
We should be able to get into the ship's control room from here.
And now we don't have to worry about the lighting anymore. I think. They're eating people! Man, they even stole their weapons. They even have an extra plasma pistol with their name.
The Covenant BattleNet is a mess. I can't access the ship's schematics. My records indicate that a shuttle bay should be here.
Oh, that's a nice little detail. Didn't realize that the nav point actually pops up when she says that. Interesting little detail.
Look, in the corners. The Flood are gathering bodies here.
Ugh. Like, I really like Cortana's delivery there. Jin Taylor's delivery. Really just sort of adds to the sort of grisliness of the whole thing. Just adds this sort of sense of gravitas. Which, of course, is missing in Campaign Evolved. Again, I don't necessarily blame Jen Taylor, because, of course, she put on her excellent performance in this game. I mostly just put it down to the voice direction. I've noticed this level also tends to like its infinite flood spawners. Like, look at this. I mean, I'll happily take more assault rifle ammo. Useful against all these infection forms. Alright, coming through. Ow. Oh, and I mean, they're getting jumped by carrier forms. Lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. Well, at the very least, the layouts of the way you go on the ship is a little bit different compared to Truth and Wreck. That's nice at the very least. It's like, yeah, it's the same, but at the same time... Again, it feels different enough. Compared to, Two Betrayals. Fire in your hole. The voice direction is weird, which is funny because I feel Chief and Campaign Evolved feels a lot like Infinite Chief in parts. Yeah, that is a very apt point, and I suppose is kind of makes a fair bit of sense considering it probably was the similar voice direction to what he got in Infinite. Also noticed that apparently he talks a lot in the bonus missions. I have at least had a small brief look at the first bonus mission, just sort of get a little bit of context of what the story behind them is, because Again, I would have really liked to see some levels adapted from, you know, Fall of Reach and or First Strike. But apparently it's just, it is just stuff with Johnson, which... a little bit of interesting pretext, because apparently the whole thing behind the missions is basically to get the nav data / Prophet of Truth's IP address in order to get the coordinates to the Covenant homeworld, which they would use in Operation Red Flag, so... the pretense, at the very least, lines up, but... I do find it kind of weird that, for that particular mission, or this particular series of missions, you'd think that Chief would be working alongside Blue Team for them. Like, that seems like the perfect opportunity to have Blue Team included in a way that makes sense, because, you know, considering it's 2551, Chief would have been alongside the rest of the Spartan group constantly. It seems weird for them to be absent. Even if it is cool to see Johnson in the Orion armor. Because honestly, even though Johnson, at least at first prior to Contact August, was just another Marine Sergeant, which just so happens to be quite prominent, I don't necessarily mind the prominence of Johnson in the extra missions. It just feels like something that Bungie might have done as like a fun little bonus. Like, yeah, people like Johnson, let's give him a little bit extra spotlight with some extra missions. It's fine. So, in context, on paper at the very least, I don't necessarily mind the bonus missions, even if I think it would have been cool to have Blue Team included as well. Well, here.
Another shuttle bay. We should be able to reach the control room from the 3rd level.
Yep, and now it's time to go up here again, up the long climb. At the very least, we're close to the end now.
He's delirious.
Pull out what? Keys, I didn't think you were into that. Chief already has a boyfriend. Chief, what have you been... have you been trying to get some extra action behind Astolfo's back? Notice Johnson wearing the Orion on the screencast of the bonus mission. Yeah. Yeah, it is essentially the Orion armor. Slash the Halo, the Macworld armor, which is pretty cool, even if the micro-missile launcher, once again, is purely cosmetic. That always kind of annoys me. I mean, it's cool that he has, like, a railgun, which, to me, really screams like something that he would have had in, like, Halo Wars 2 or something. It's like, they keep saying about how the Orion armor comes from the micro-missile launcher, and yet there's never an instance where you're able to actually launch micro-missiles from it. So, like, either omit the micro-missile launcher or allow me to launch micro-missiles from the micro-missile launcher. Please. It's just constantly teasing me. Alright, nearly there. It's like, so far, it feels like it's only been 2 betrayals that's been the major problem child level so far. All the others have been mostly smooth sailing. This goes to show how much I dislike 2 betrayals. Anyways, time for, the wall. The captain. What are some voice lines supposed to play here? Oh. Game, what happened there? It just died instantly. Actually, let me just check here, because I don't think I, properly... Oh, there we go. It didn't load up properly. There we go, there's the voice line.
His vitals are fading. Please, Chief, hurry.
Get the police, Chief, let's hurry. Time to recover your car keys. Yeah, we're gonna need them in order to, unlock our car, which we left on the autumn. Yep, and this is the wall. I do find it quite cool how this is just like a mountain of bodies in the Zukazama campaign mod. So you get to this scene, it's just like a massive, like, the floor is just nothing but flood bodies. But granted, it probably wouldn't have been so neatly organized, as opposed to just being scattered all over the place thanks to chain reactions. Because they really do love their chain reactions in these tight quarters. Rude. Alright, through we go. Out of the way! Out of my way! Okay, we're in here and we're barely alive. Never mind. Love it. I'm gonna have to go back here again. Because if I don't do that, then when I come back through here, when I actually succeed in getting through the keys, then this is going to play out of order.
His vitals are fading. Please
I don't
keep
know why
hurrying.
the game does that, it just does. Yeah, I really probably should have just called this stream, "Have you seen my keys?" I meant to do it, but I just forgot. Because it is like my only joke when it comes to this. Whoa, Nelly. Again, chain reactions. So, Cortana, what were you saying about threat level increasing? Whatever happened to that? And I'm running out of shotgun. Oh, no, I'm not running out of shotgun. I'm just dumb. Just looked like 0-0 up top instead of 60. Anyways, here he is. So let's see if we can spot his pipe. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, let's see if we can spot his pipe, but, no, we're supposed to be serious here. This is normal. Yes, this is normal difficulty.
No human life signs detected. The captain, he's one of them.
Even Cortana is horrified by this.
We can't let the flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. What he'd want us to do.
Turn his skull into a crater. And then just plug his flood-infected neural lace into our helmet. That's bound to be healthy.
We should go.
Yep.
We need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn.
Interesting
Let's
to
go back
note
the
that he
shuttle
doesn't
bay
do
and
that
find a ride.
in Campaign Evolved. Also, I'm fairly certain that's supposed to be the pipe there. Yep. There's his pipe. Oh no. Do you mind? I'm looking at a pipe here. Also, we got the Covenant music back up again. You know what that means? It's time for the Covenant's final surprise. Assuming we can open the doors first. Open CSAM. Yep, welcome to... Say hello to the Spec Ops. Let's just let them fight each other for a little bit. He'll be fine. Interesting to note, but I'm pretty certain from here on out we basically don't see jackals anymore. Pretty sure that the remake of the Proto-Grape Mine rebuild mine keys. I was sort of led to assume this is supposed to be a Proto-Grape Mine anyways. But I guess it's sort of nice to have this sort of confirmation. Also interesting that Chief gets notably angry at Cortana in the remake. Just like, no, I want to save him! Why would you let me save him, Cortana? He was like a father to me! It's like we only knew each other for like a few months, but he was like a father to me, Cortana. Maybe that was what caused the breakup. Again, forcing him to move back in with a Solfo. It's like I'm trying to build the lore here as to why, Chief had to move in with a Sol- Oh. Haha, funny, falling from the ceiling. Preferably free for free industries. I mean, that's a pretty fluff and low bar, all things considered. Oh, gotta love these guys constantly spamming plasma grenades. I kind of forgot how difficult it was to get out of this door. Yeet. Yeah, even with a shotgun, spec ops can be tough. Alright, time for the easy part. Allegedly. Oh, it would have been amazing if I stuck him. Whoa, Nelly! No!
Perfect. Grab one of the
Come on, we can make it! We made it. By the skin of our teeth. Later, fluffers. It's time to go on to the last level of the game. Which I remember being significantly less scary because it's all bright. It's still an iconic level, though, all things considered. And the horse you rode in on. I'm wondering if they retained the ocean there in Campaign Evolved. I'm fairly certain they don't in Anniversary. Can check. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. And there it is. There's the Marathon symbol. You can't see it because of the composite cables, but it's there. On full display. There it is. You can see it now. Interesting that it also became the symbol for Reclaimer as well.
This thing is falling apart.
It'll hold.
We're not gonna make it.
We'll make it.
Pull up! Pull up! You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I can definitely see that being the victim of Marvel writing. Just that particular scene. Last bit of levity before we go whole hog.
Get to the bridge. From there, we can use the captain's neural implants to initiate an overload of the ship's fusion engines. The explosion should damage enough systems below it to destroy the ring.
To think all this for something a volcano could do in like a second. Oh, I forgot plasma grenades don't bounce. There we go. I think that softened things up enough down there. I know, in terms of levels, I feel that this one is the one that I definitely come back to play a lot. I'm not certain as to why. I guess I just genuinely like the Warthog run. Thank you. Smooth silk. Yeah, I've noticed that this particular level has a lot of this, where you're just constantly trying to fight your way through corridors. Background is mostly sand and campaign, but instantly I dislike this level more. This makes this level seem more coarse, rough, and irritating. Out of the way. Out of the way. Wait, did you just seriously walk past me? Yep. Definitely feel back-to-back shaking the universe now. Interesting to note that all the electrics on this thing still work. You know, despite being left in park and most of it being on fire. What? I suppose they weren't kidding when they said this thing could survive anything. Good thing the ship is indestructible. And of course the shotgun makes quick work of hunters as well, because why wouldn't it? Again, not kidding when I say shotgun is best weapon in the campaign. Like, look at that. Gotcha! I could stick it. Whoa! Again, really gotta be mindful of chain reactions in here. Grunts are all about their chain reactions. More so than the Ukrainians. It's fine, it's fine, don't worry about it. Maybe a little bit too far. Maybe a little bit too far on that one. Oh no! Huh. I guess their shields just take forever to recharge. The power of Mjolnir. Being able to outspeed shield recharge.
The bridge. We made it. Let's get to work.
Uh-huh. I was quicker to the draw. Very interesting to fill the bridge, which again looks like a mess. Just filled with grunts with fuel rods.
Upload me into the control systems.
Interesting
The terminal is
choice.
located next to the main view screen.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if anything in here still works.
I leave home for a few days and look what happens.
That's Birmingham.
There. That should give us enough time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance
A lifeboat?
between ourselves and Halo
But
before
I thought all the lifeboats got thrown out. Again, I'm fairly certain that was part of the original script before they had to rewrite it. Before they added the Warthog run, and you just had to run all the way through the first level again in order to get to another lifeboat.
Or destroyed.
He's in my data arrays, a local tab.
You can't imagine how exciting this is to have a record of all of our lost time. Human history is
I really do find it interesting that Spark's model here feels like it barely changed it at all between this and Halo 3. At least from the back. Like, obviously from the front it actually has a more detailed, like,
enjoy every moment of
eye
its
effect, but
manifestation.
aside from that,
I think that you would destroy this installation as well as this record.
it's like obviously he can't really tell his eye is supposed to be a reclaimer symbol / marathon symbol.
He stopped the self-destruct sequence.
Wait, did it stop on 1337?
To fight us, Reclaimer. You cannot win. Give us the construct, and I will endeavor to make your death relatively painless and
At least I still have control.
Yes, it stopped on 1337!
Busy.
I'm detecting taps throughout.
Yes!
Sentinels most likely. As for the monitor, he's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if
It's
I
like
can't
even
track
back in
down the
2001 they knew.
I don't know what to do.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine shields?
Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why?
This looks so awkward back in Anniversary. Here he actually looks like he's tossing up and down more casually.
Chief, Sentinels.
Oh no! 4 whole Sentinels, what could we possibly do? I don't know, Spark. You're not necessarily putting up that much of a threat. I know, I'm not sure that if it's still the case on Legendary, but it really does feel like, the Sentinels are the least threatening thing here. Also, I'm fairly certain this just, the glass here is broken, so this just drops you out to death if you want.
The ship was heavily damaged when it crashed. Head to the cryo chamber. We should be able to get to the engine room through there.
Alright, here we go again. Captain needs me on the bridge ASAP, except not really. So I guess at the very least this is sort of like going for the first level backwards. They really liked the old games being like a cyclical nature, didn't they? You know, the last level here being the first. And then in Halo 3, it takes place back on the first Halo, except not really. It's like poetry, you see, it rhymes. Don't mind me, just, making my way downtown. Walking fast, faces past, I'm homebound. It's a weird, freaky yes, it is a weird, freaky circle. Like a halo. Like what, are we some kind of halo? I think I remember the segment up here being quite egregious in this level. Just gotta climb up here. Sentinel is just not taking any notice of me, but seemingly. Oh yeah, I think this level is the one which features the data log where Spark first name drops the Prometheans, where it's like, oh, if only the Didact were here with like a group of his Prometheans, and he's like, maybe they'd actually prefer the Flood. Insinuating that the Prometheans would indeed be a bigger threat to humanity than Flood, as opposed to, and I suppose Spark was right in that one respect. I think most people do generally prefer fighting the Flood to Prometheans. But not for good reasons. Yeah, it's this section right here, where it feels as though it takes you 1,000 years just to get up one corridor. It's like this turns into a game of Team Fortress 2. Except you don't have Ubercharge. You think there's something behind me? Oh, it's just those. Whoa, Nelly. I just gotta keep pushing through. Otherwise, I'm never gonna be allowed in. Stuff like this was what the shotgun in this game was made for. Alright, I think we just gotta go through here. Again, this level is, shorter than I remember. Basically near the end already. Oh! Yeah, just step out. Oh! Hey, fellas! Don't mind me! Also, I think it's around this point in the novel where I think it's going through these, going through those tunnels especially. I think Chief actually gets a rip in the seal of his suit around his neck, and an infection form manages to sneak in and try to infect Chief by climbing in through the hole in his neck, only for Cortana to quickly overload his suit systems and short-circuit the infection form to death. Which, I want to say is accounted for in First Strike, because that involves Chief going into space basically immediately after this level. Mostly just recovering Linda's cryopod. Whoa, Nelly! I think there was another rocket flood back there. You know, part of me just wants to stay back for the time being and just let things unfold. Yeah, Chief gets, nearly infected, which, I'm hoping at the very least is accounted for in, First Strike. I don't know, but maybe that was one of those things that was cut out? Maybe? I mean, obviously it was one of those things that was added just to break up the monotony, because obviously, something that works well in a game doesn't necessarily translate out to working well in a book. I think Flip Yap accidentally primed his plasma grenade too early. Oh no! No! Oh, I think that at the very least oh, that actually killed him. I was gonna say, maybe that scared him off. Oh, both hunters are dead now. I was expecting at least one of them to survive. And here we are. Right outside where we need to be. Again, this level's kind of short, all things considered, which I suppose is why I like coming back to it, because it's the antithesis to Assault on the Control Room, which goes on forever. Anyways, time for the funky parts. I'm not sure if it's just the first time you come in here or the second time where it's like you're punished, so you have to fight more of these camouflages. Ooh, spooky. Hopefully we won't have to come back in there again. Light fuse. Run away.
Engine room located.
Again, they really know they were doing these title cards. Really added them in ways that really sort of made them impactful. Like, oh yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time for the end game. Again, presentation-wise, this game
Don't worry, I have access to all of the reactor schematics and
truly was
procedures.
immaculate, wasn't
I'll walk
it?
you through it. First, we need to pull back the exhaust couplings. That will expose a shaft that leads to the primary fusion drive core.
Wondering maybe I should have bought a plasma rifle for this. Ah well.
Good. Step 1 complete. We have a straight shot into the fusion reactor.
Alright, open up, sucker.
Catalyst explosion
Open up.
destabilize the
FBI.
magnetic containment field surrounding the fusion cells. Use an explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If
I also
you
love the
run
fact that this sound effect was reused in Sonic Adventure 2 when you get spotted by the egg beetle.
Analyzing.
It's like you hear this and then you immediately get zapped.
Use explosives on the other 3 reactors.
So yeah, needless to say, this sound effect is kind of distressing for me. All things considered, the one instance where Sentinels are actually kind of threatening. I'm gonna have to drop down. Health back! Thank you.
Hardware and software configurations are below required specifications.
Yes, I know what to do, game. To think this used to be the pride of the UNSC, this retrofit. Now look what's become of it. Let's see, do I have to fight my way up here as well? I'll take that as a yes!
Not acceptable, reclaimer. You must surrender.
Yeah, not acceptable, not acceptable. Who cares? Shut up, Spark. I'm done with your nonsense. I can't wait till when I get to Halo 3 so I can blow you up. In the video game. Lovely. Isn't it nice? Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Just feels as though the jumping in this game feels so much more slippery compared to past games.
You will destroy this installation as well
Like
as
you're constantly just slipping off of everything. I feel that's the real sort of clincher of this whole thing. The fact that you're constantly just having to jump off things. It's like, all I want to do is just jump up on the thing so I can go on the thing. There we go. That wasn't so hard now, was it, game? Alright, now the tense music comes in because we're nearly done.
Keep it up. Only one more fusion reactor to go.
Yeah, I feel as though I really need a plasma weapon for these fellas. Spark, can you not get in the way of my aim assist, please? Alright. Time to frag event core. I think that this whole thing is just another Bungie reference. And I'm not sure if it's a marathon thing where you have to frag the event core. This way, I think?
The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of decay, we should have 15
Kinda
minutes to get
yeah,
out the
kinda
chute.
wild.
Don't have much
This is
time.
definitely right.
Move outside and signal for evac. Accessing schematics. There's a service lift
Whoa.
at the top of the engine room. It leads to a Class 7 service
Hey, Art.
corridor that runs along
Hey,
the ship's
Zuka, how you been?
Hurry!
That was more of a climactic confrontation in the book, yeah. Poor Zuka here has been stalking and trying to kill Master Chief basically this entire time. Ever since we domed him in the head on the Pillar of Autumn the first time around. Or in my case, probably just smacked him in the back. Knocked him out cold.
Echo 419. Come in, Echo 419.
Alright. That guy spends his whole time hunting down Chief only to get blown up. Yeah, yeah. But it's sort of the sad irony of it. I mean, obviously, in the book, there's a little bit more of a, it does put up a little bit more of a fight. There's actually a shade turret on the elevator, which he uses to pin down Chief. Only for him to get thrown down the elevator shaft anyways.
Everything okay? Negative. We have a wildcat
Here we go.
of the ship's fusion core. The engine's
Warning, hitchhikers may be escaping convicts.
Analyzing. We have 6 minutes before
We
the
only
fusion
have
drive
6!
detonates. We need to evac now. Activating final countdown time.
Alright, here we go.
0. The engines will detonate.
Time for me to showcase off my driving skills and why I am the worst pilot in the galaxy.
Don't be here when it blows.
Beep beep, mother fluffers. Okay, good to know that you can just run over carrier forms. I mean, obviously, back in Legendary, you'd only have 5 minutes to do this. Really sort of adding to the tension. But again, the canonical difficulty of this is apparently easy modo, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. It really feels as though you need to optimize how you handle the throttle in order to really get the most out of the dips and bends here. A lot of people escape falling down air shows. Of course, that's barring any explosions that might have happened afterwards. Yeah, I'm fairly certain explosions were involved, from what I recall. Oh, so it's quite funny what happened to his like little grunt sidekick. I think it was Bibap. It was like a deacon who was shamed and forced to work alongside Zuka. Basically, after telling Zuka that Chief was making his way through engineering, he just basically packed up a day's worth of supplies and just left the Autumn on a ghost, blissfully unaware that the whole thing was about to get nuked and he'd be evaporated. Bibap's story was a sad one. You know, that and his engineer companion lighter than some was contact. I'm fairly certain that at least he had an engineer friend. Maybe I'm getting mixed up. Actually, I think he did just make his way out on his own, because I don't think the engineers were really a thing in Halo the Flood. Driving the wrong... Dagnammit! It's like I could have sworn. I could have sworn. This game sometimes, man. Well, that's okay. We have 6 minutes. We will be fine. Here we go. Now we're back on track. Right in time to see the entire world blow up. I suppose since we're here, that small thing which I said I didn't want to get into earlier, I may as well divulge it very, very slightly. Just, I've been accidentally digging into, some extra stuff with regards to the, Sonic community as of late, and, it's like, I knew it was bad, I just didn't realize how bad it had gotten. It's like, oh, that's that's the, community of a series I love, being ideologically captured. It mostly just revolves around a lot of the recent controversies around a very particular Sonic YouTuber. Now that's sort of opened the floodgates to be like, oh yeah, the entire fan base being cultivated by Sig of America is not exactly the... It's something that I've seen before with a lot of fan bases, and it's sad to see. I'll just say that much. And again, some heavy topics I'd rather not get into on stream.
Wait, stop. This is where Fohammer is coming.
You didn't radio in Fohammer, Cortana. What are you talking about?
Cortana to Echo 419. Two Covenant Banshees.
I'm fairly certain there's nobody actually piloting those Banshees.
Say again, evade. I'm hit. Mayday. Mayday. That one button is shot to hell. I can't hold her. I can't hold her.
Yeah, those Banshees are empty.
Echo 419.
And invincible, I'm guessing.
We've gone.
Tend to stay away from fandom at large. Yeah, that's probably wise.
Ship's inventory shows one longsword fighter.
Alright, here we fluffing go. The final run. Again. And the music's blurring, and you just know that this is peak Halo we're dealing with here. Hopefully I don't die accidentally and horribly on a particular long fall. That would be that would suck. Yeah, I think I want to go through here real quick. Shortcut. Shortcut! We only have a minute left. We gotta go talk to him. Say it.
Good thing that food was waiting for me at the starship, 'cause man, I worked up a big, pretty thirst.
Thank you. Alright, we only got 1 minute left. Let's go! I think it's this way. We're cutting it close.
Up ahead, there's a gap in the trench. At top speed, we should be able
Yeah,
to clear it.
I don't think we're gonna make it. I think we dilly-dallied too long by going the wrong direction. Alright, let's try that again.
Analyzing. We have 6 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac
Yeah, that
now.
was kind of a shame as to what happened, because I wasted so much time going the wrong direction. That was embarrassing.
Almost 100 million.
Now I'm sort of getting into that perfectionist mindset now.
We have 6 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to
I suppose that might have been a
now.
good way of showcasing off the fail cutscene, because there is one of those where the ship just blows up with you on it.
Almost 100 million degrees.
Blows up?
Don't
Me playing Sonic Generations. Yeah, that sounds about right. Gotta get out of here and find Amy and Tails right away. Would be nice if I stopped crashing into everything. Oh, that works. There you go, and you get a smooth transition out of the other side. Beautiful. Really does feel as though they took a lot of the lessons they learned from this Warthog run to heart when it came to Halo 3. With regards to how much push force the Sentinel Beam has. And how often it just constantly knocks you over. Come on! It was this way, I believe. Yep, there we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. I say crashing into everything. Me when I drive a Peugeot. I don't think we're going to stop for Foehammer this time. We all know her death here is unfortunately a canon event. That's why we love four-wheel drive. It's like pinball going through here. There we go.
Request extraction now on the double. Affirmative, Cortana. Foehammer inbound.
Alright, we're just gonna keep going. I mean, I suppose we can wait a little bit. We're not gonna get out.
Stop. This is where Foehammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
You know, since we're here.
Cortana to Echo 419. Two Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6.
Interesting how there's like a fan mission specifically unlocked by jumping on the Pelican here. Where you can supposedly rescue Foehammer. Supposedly.
Echo 419. She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route.
Alright, here we go again. Here we go again on my own. Going down the only road of my own.
In Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it.
And we actually get a checkpoint this time. Hooray! Probably for the best, considering how I flopped up last time. Alright, here we go. We gotta say it one more time. Encore! Encore! We have like an extra minute. We're good. Encore, sir! Encore!
Good thing that food nipple's waiting for me at the starship. Cause man, if I worked up a big grudgy thirst.
Thank you. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can avoid falling out of the Warthog this time. Something that feels impossible on Combat Evolved. I'm fairly certain they had to nerf the Warthog's top speed purely so it didn't bump into the geometry here.
We should be able to clear it.
It's even funnier the second... Yeah. That's how comedy works, right? I hate when that happens. Okay. Over we go. And to think that was like the final big obstacle. We're there. I explain why certain acquaintance of Longman has such an issue last night. What? So they buffed the top speed of the Warthog in Campaign Evolved?
Need to get aboard now.
That's kind of hilarious, actually. It's like they didn't account for the fact that they had to nerf the Warthog the first... Also, door stuck! Door stuck! Please! I beg you! Imagine there was rocket flots on this final run. Actually, I'd rather not. Because I kept mentioning this getting stuck on this into rabbiting. Well, there it is. Fortunately, there's no tanks to stop us this time.
We're cutting it close.
Jeez, that's loud. Here we go. Needless to say, the time Fring was on camera, I was just done with the game and had nothing else to say. Well, that is kind of sad, really. Because it seems like Campaign of Old is one which, it's one of those ones where I annoyed it more the fact that it's mixed rather than just all bad or all good. Because if it was all good, I'd be like, great. If it was all bad, it's like, yeah, I had a feeling that would be the case, but the fact that it seems to be mixed just feels annoying to me. It's sort of like Frontiers in that regard, where, yeah, it's not necessarily good enough, but it's not bad enough to really just sort of, disregard, you know?
Shut them down. We'll need them later.
Needless to say, I still feel that, this game was really all we needed. Step in the right direction. I swear, step in the right direction is going to be engraved on my tombstone against my will.
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes.
Good old Dustin. I knew he'd pull
We're
through.
almost left.
Like, it was either him or Chips I was betting on this whole
We
time.
did what we
This shot is ruining Campaign of...
Earth.
Yeah, I've
An
seen. It
entire
goes for more of a
continent
wide
armada
shot, doesn't it?
obliterated, and the flood. We had no choice.
Also, I like the voice direction here more than,
It's finished.
No. I think we're just...
that in
getting started.
Campaign of Old, where it almost feels as though Corton is trying to justify what they did, as opposed to in Campaign of Old, where she's like... almost rattling off, trying to reassure Chief that, the horrendous act he did was okay, as opposed to, Cortana trying to console Chief almost. Like, she knows that, it's like, in this game, she knows what they did is an awful thing, and she's also guilty about it, whereas in Campaign of Old, she knows it's an awful thing, and she's not guilty about it. I think that's a good way of putting it. Also, I just realized, since we finally finished the game... Wait for it. Yes, we actually get the credits! We actually get the credits in this game, unlike in Master Chief Collection. We actually get to look at the names which were raised by Free Industries. Soak 'em in, Ben Wallace, Marcus Leto, Steve Abeta, Eric Arroyo, Chris Barrett, Mark Bernal, David Dunn, Chris Hughes, Chris Lee, Robert McLeese, Stephen Okazaki, Paul Russell, Shikai Wang, and Michael Wu, Brian Schultz, John Howard, Paul Berto, Tyson Green, Jamie Graysomer, Tan Ozu. All these names, which have been erased by Free Industries. So bizarre these names would get cut. Yeah. I'm guessing none of these names also pop up in Campaign of Old. Not even Joe Staten. The legend himself. So, the takeaway from this. Check out Halo Contact Harvest. Also written by Joe Staten, so it's like the most canonical of the Halo books. Multiplayer leads one. Yeah. Compared to Infinite, where they had to get, like, an entire country's worth of people to work on it, and it's somehow even worse. You gotta wonder. If they got like 100 people to work on Halo Infinite's multiplayer, what were 99 of those people doing? An entire studio and it was empty. Oh, and Private Chips Dubbo, you see him there. Private Chips Dubbo, the legend himself. Possibly even greater legend than Master Chief, because he survived the entire Human Covenant war without Spartan augmentations. You know, I sort of get the sense that, the sort of small, tight-knit, family unit most studios had back in the day here. Marty, Marcy, Last Crunch. Neen Watering Hole, no more bloody eyes. 48 Van Horn KFC. I'm wondering if it was with this game or Halo 2 where all the fans just had pizzas constantly delivered to Bungie Studio. I want to say it was Halo 2, or maybe it was Halo 3. As opposed to nowadays where they probably just have wine on tap. I'm never letting that go, by the way. With just how decadent adult daycare is now. And look at that! Somehow Guilty Spark returned. Halo Infinite launch for Big Team Battle and Quick Play. No dig game modes for Capture Flag, Slayer, and Oddball. Yep. Yep. Didn't even get a Slayer playlist. No Firefight, no Forge. And now, no, not even any multiplayer. Part of me really wishes that the series just ended after Halo Reach, honestly, but alas, Microsoft needs more money. It always needs more money. Anyways, I had fun with that. I had fun with that, even though I flipped it constantly, and I do definitely want to play Halo 2 at some point, but I'm probably gonna have to wait for a little bit. At least, obviously I have to get back to Yakuza and Xenoblade, even if, getting back to Yakuza nowadays is gonna be, kind of iffy. Whatever. Until then, thank you all very kindly for tuning in to me playing this, and I'll tell you later, Val. I'll tell you later. Just, I'll see you next time regardless for what happens next. Take care. Bye for now.